Hi everyone, my name is Ryan, and I'm the Midlife Skier. Our family has been going to the Omni Homestead Resort in Hot Springs, Virginia every summer for the last 5 years. However, we weren't able to go this past summer due to some other events going on. Since I've become obsessed with skiing, once I realized that the homestead offers skiing during the winter, well, I decided to book a weekend trip for the family in January of 2026. The timing of this trip ended up being very fortunate as this was the weekend of a big East Coast winter storm. So today I'm going to talk about our stay at the homestead and our skiing experience there. The Omni Homestead Resort is located in Hot Springs, Virginia, about 3.5 hours from our house. The homestead is a high-end resort that offers many activities. In the winter, they offer activities such as a spa, indoor and outdoor pools, hot springs, and of course, skiing, snow tubing, and ice skating. During the summer, it also offers many other outdoor activities. It's a crazy list, including, of course, golf, skeet shooting, tennis, a lazy river pool, falconry, horseback riding, and many more activities. I really equate the homestead to an adult version of summer camp where you can just do all kinds of activities during your stay. The homestead also offers a few dining options captive there in the resort with very good food. One of the unique things about the homestead is its very high level of service. They have an enormous staff there who are genuinely dedicated to making your stay as comfortable and pleasant as it can be. Another unique thing about the homestead is the historic nature of it. The resort has existed on the site since the mid-1700s. I think it's 1766, something like that. And many of the current buildings there were built in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Of course, with the high level of service and amenities, the homestead is definitely not cheap. You must pay for many of these additional activities. The food in the restaurants is definitely at resort level prices, usually between $15 up to well over $100 per person per meal. The rooms are nice, but definitely not cheap either. When we were there in January, the rooms were running from $400 per night up to $3,000 per night for a big suite. Since there was an upcoming winter storm Saturday night and all day Sunday, I went ahead and extended our stay through Monday morning before we arrived. I figured the kids would likely be out of school at least one day, and that it would be unwise to try the 3.5-hour drive home in the teeth of a winter storm. Since there are 5 of us, we ended up getting a 1-bedroom suite plus a double queen bedroom connecting. Each room had its own bathroom, and we got a rollaway bed for the living room of the suite for one of the kids to sleep in. The rooms were generally warm and comfortable with nice furnishings and comfortable bedding and linens. Since the rooms are historic, the doors and windows are not weather sealed really well. Therefore, the rooms get pretty drafty in the cold January weather we experienced. The only other issue was that our room was on the 2nd floor of the garden wing, and it was over an open area that had a transformer and a generator in it. With this open area right underneath our room, our feet were always cold because the floor was cold with this large unheated space, really open outdoors space right under us. We ate at Jefferson's restaurant Saturday and Sunday night. The food was fantastic and the service was exceptional as usual, though it definitely was pricey. Probably had to do with us getting steak, but hey, you only live once, right? We had breakfast at the American Audubon Formal Dining Room. This is a beautiful dining room that also has exceptional service. The breakfast is a comprehensive buffet with almost every kind of breakfast food you can think of. Eggs, omelets, bacon, sausage, biscuits and gravy, donuts, pancakes, yogurt, toast, bagels, breakfast cereal, potatoes, much more. My wife and daughter went to the spa on Saturday afternoon getting massages and enjoying the sauna, hot tub, and other amenities that the spa offers. So the girls really enjoyed their spa time. Over the course of the few days we were there, we spent some time browsing the retail stores they have in the downstairs game room, playing some mini bowling, playing some games of pool. They have a pool table. And most enjoyably for me was just relaxing in the massive lobby by one of the big fireplaces they kept running at all times. The ski area at the homestead is located about half a mile from the main resort hotel building. There is a free black shuttle bus waiting in front of the hotel to take you up to the mountain lodge and ski area during the day. We had all of our own gear, so we geared up in the hotel room, grabbed our skis and poles, walked outside, and got on the shuttle to take us up. Once the shuttle drops you off, you're right at the base of the ski slope area and right next to the main mountain lodge building. In the bottom floor of this lodge is the ski rental and purchase area. In here, you buy your lift tickets, ski rentals if you need them, and they even had a small retail store in case you needed some cold weather gear. The room also had lockers that you could buy or rent for the day, and open cubbies where you could put stuff as well. We ended up stashing our ski bags that we had brought our skis and poles over in the open cubbies while we were out skiing. The upper floor of the main mountain lodge building is an open counter service restaurant called Kober's. We ate lunch here both days we skied, and it was pretty good. It was a little better than your average ski lodge food. The room also features a massive central fireplace that was quite helpful to warm up. Outside on the front of Kober's, facing the ski slope, they have a large deck area with an outdoor fireplace that was kept burning during the day. As for the skiing itself, I definitely would not recommend anyone go stay at the homestead just for the skiing. Their ski area is pretty small with just a couple of greens and one or two blues and some light glade areas. There's only one fixed grip double chairlift and it was quite slow. To make things worse, they had just opened the weekend before we got there, so the upper half of the mountain with the intermediate runs wasn't yet open. This meant you had to get off the double chairlift at the mid station and ski down from there. No ride up to the top. So we ended up with just the lower, flatter part of the mountain open with one green slope and a bunny hill area with a tow rope. Despite this disappointment, we decided to stick with it and still had fun. The good part is that we had the entire slope almost totally to ourselves, even on Sunday as we enjoyed the fresh powder from the winter storm. All right, kid. Go get him. All things considered, we're still fans of the Omni Homestead Resort. The service room, facilities, and food were all excellent. Despite the large winter storm and extremely cold temperatures, their facilities team kept the resort running without a single hiccup. For example, they had a front end loader with a snow roller brush on the front of it, and he ran for 24 hours straight of just constantly driving a loop around the resort roads and parking area, keeping it clear. It was unbelievable how good of a job they did keeping the resort totally running with no issues at all. Apparently, a lot of people canceled their stays at the homestead because of the impending winter storm, but they really missed out. Everything ran fine with no issues, and even the roads in and out the highways were in very good shape when we left Monday morning. I think I heard from one staff member that there were actually more staff than there were guests while we were there. But that kind of sucks for the homestead, but it was great for us. We really enjoyed that. As for the skiing, it was very mixed. As I said earlier, I definitely would not recommend anyone stay at the homestead just to ski. However, you can ski there without staying, which may or may not be of interest to some people. I will say that it appeared to be an excellent beginner area, so families with kids wanting to learn skiing would be well served to check this out as a safe, uncrowded option. They seem to have a real good ski school there. The slopes that were open were in good shape and well groomed. Can't complain about that. And I really would love to try out the upper part of the mountain. It looked like a lot of fun from the bottom, though I definitely would not look forward to the painfully long lift ride up there. Since the open terrain was extremely limited, I decided to make some lemonade and work on my technique with carve. This actually worked out well because I was able to get my best parallel skiing ski IQ score of the season, a 101. Given the short run, it was just long enough for me to really concentrate on my technique and get the turns that carve needed to analyze me. I was able to work on balance, proper posture, and smoothing out my turns. While I'm definitely not making leaps and bounds in terms of my ski IQ improvement, I am happy that at least I'm improving somewhat. And again, it's all feeling more natural and more fun. So that's what I'm after. As for the other stats I tracked, they were obviously pretty lackluster. Here they are for the 2-day ski trip. Top speed was 33.5 miles per hour. Average speed was 14.8 miles per hour. Total vertical feet were 5,003 feet. That top speed, by the way, was literally when I just straight lined from the top of the lift to the bottom of the lift. Had to do it at least once, just for fun, and it was so empty, it definitely was safe and there weren't many people around. One thing that doesn't show up in the stats was the very cool experience of our Sunday powder day. Of all the skiing we've done this season, this was actually the first time we got to ski untouched powder, which is funny if you think about it, all the places we've been. Granted, it was only 2 to 3 inches on top of groomed man-made snow, but still, it was amazing. Just silently gliding like you're on air was so much fun, and it was cool that we had the entire slope to ourselves for over an hour out there. Even just figuring how to ski in powder was a new challenge for us that took a little bit of learning, but we all ended up enjoying it. The only reason we actually stopped on Sunday when we did was because the snow had turned to sleet and the sleet started to hurt hitting your face and nose. So again, we had a really good time. The Homestead is a fantastic resort that I know we will be back to visit again in the future. I'm really curious to ski the full slope that they have. Maybe we can go back in February of next year and try to get the full experience. That is one thing I learned was apparently they open very late in mid or late January, and you've got to give them at least 2 or 3 weeks to open it. So again, maybe next year we'll plan on early to mid February. But anyway, that's it for the Homestead, and I hope you have a great day.